You know, I was about to say screw suffering with Salyer, but I'm doing the same thing. Gotta stop hanging out with that guy. Gosh. What I should be saying is screw JJ. What matters is that I am making good on my promise to y'all. I have this kit that I promised I was gonna take out and show y'all basically the pros and cons of it. I tried last weekend, but Jason Salyer happened. So basically what I demonstrated was that you can survive with 5 items out of this kit. It's just that, yeah, your life's gonna suck. I must have said embrace the suck 30 times that night. Unfortunately, we're probably going to be suffering again because there are things in this kit missing that I definitely need. The problem with this weekend is that the high today is actually lower than the lowest low for last weekend, which means that we're just gonna have to work a little bit, but you know, this is what we do. It just never stops. Which brings up a point that I want to talk about. You can get so obsessed with this stuff, you know, prepping, survival, and the lot, that you forget to live. All right, don't let this stuff wrap you up so tight that you can't enjoy life with your friends and your family. It's just not worth it. You spend 95% of your time prepping for the 5%, and you just forget to live in there. That's no good. All right, get out there and enjoy life like I'm doing right now. The point of last weekend, which a lot of people just don't get, they don't understand why you would get out there and try to suffer with each other. They just miss the point altogether. The whole point of that is to show you that survival sucks. Survival is hard. All right, if it was easy, it wouldn't be survival. All right, the whole point is to show you that when you train on your outer limits, well, you're gonna figure out how you react on those outer limits. Another point is to show you that you don't need as much as you think you need. People are always packing as much as they possibly can on their backs, when in fact, you don't need to do that. Oh, there's a critter living inside of there. Who's in there? Knock, knock. Leave him alone. Could be food though. That could be food. God, that's recent too. I just can't help myself. Sorry. Let's keep going. We're just trying to encourage people to get out of your comfort zone. And I mean, besides that, also realize that we were out there, we were trying to help some kids, okay? You need to take care of the younger generation as well. I believe the children are our future. Now, last weekend was all about suffering. This weekend is going to be more about common sense, a common sense approach to what we're doing here. I think the worst thing that I see with people out there in training is they don't know how to manage their priorities very well. That's what I see as the biggest problem. They're trying to meet their priorities based on a list, and it's not always about the list. It's about seeing what kind of situation or environment you're in and being able to plan accordingly. You know, it may not be that you need a shelter right now. Yes, thermoregulation is really important, right? But it's not raining. Right now, our biggest priority is not a shelter. Right now, literally the biggest priority is getting some water. We've been walking through the hills over here in Georgia, and I don't want to stop, but I know that I need to, because water, not only does it, you know, just keep you hydrated in general, it also helps you to thermoregulate. And tonight, that is going to be an issue. We're going to be very cold. I need to make sure I stay hydrated, so I'm going to take the pack off. I'm going to take the pike. I'm going to take the pack off, and I'm going to get some water. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Oh yeah, that's nice right there. This is a perfect spot for us to get some water. I'm gonna set y'all down here, and I'm gonna get out my grill. Man, this is an awesome spot right here. I'm totally digging this spot. Unfortunately, we can't camp here. This is down in the bottom, and although it's really peaceful, and I'm, pretty comfortable right now. It's in the 40s. Tonight, not a good place to camp. We just came down the hill so we could fetch a pail of water. But we're gonna have to go back up the hill somewhere and camp. And I think I'm gonna go back to a spot that we've already been to because it'll illustrate some of the points that I'm trying to make here. Yeah, let's just get out the water bottle. There is the Grail. This thing was awesome last weekend. I'm so grateful that I took it. Matter of fact, it's still wet from last weekend. Wow, I need to clean that. Man, what a spot this is. You don't get to see stuff like this very often. It's just so nice. In the summertime, we would have to deal with snakes and mosquitoes, no-see-ums. We don't have to deal with all that stuff right now. It's a good thing to look at all the positives. And here we go. Water in just 11 seconds. Filtered and purified. Oh, we got a little extra. Well, we'll be full all the way to the brim. Oh yeah. Nice. There's another thing that I want to address too, because there are people that get in the comment section and they're giving people that are carrying minimal kits or carrying 20-pound packs or whatever a hard time. You know what, screw you. Okay, there are people out here that have real injuries. Maybe they were even fighting for your freedom and they have knee problems, back problems, hip problems, whatever it is. You're part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. Go away. Okay, I'm gonna go back to being positive now. I just felt the need to address that because I can't stand it when people get like that. I'd also like to point out that those are the kind of people that are gonna be doing the solo survival thing. And that's just not gonna work. Okay, the reality of the situation is you're probably gonna have some people that are older than you, some people that are younger than you, and you have a responsibility to try to take care of those people. Those people just haven't had life knock the crap out of them yet. It's coming. We know there are members of our audience that they appreciate what we do, and we salute you. We're gonna keep on trucking. Screw those other guys. We're just gonna keep doing our thing. Thanks for watching, thanks for your support. We really appreciate you. All right, Jason, this is for you. I'm going up the hill. Hills suck. The thing is, if they just got a little bit easier, but they don't. Okay, we made it to the top of the hill. This one is like a 45-degree angle coming up the hill. It's not quite as steep as what we did last weekend, but in some places it's as steep as what we were doing last weekend. Now, Jason made us sleep in an area where you had to be on the tilt. And the exercise was to see how many people are gonna expend those calories to build a shelter, right? Survival is a calorie game. You're trying to save as many calories as you possibly can. I spent my hour gathering boughs and debris and made a structure, and I had a really nice bed to sleep on. And I didn't burn that many calories making that happen. One of the things that people just don't talk about enough as far as their priorities go is rest. When you sleep, that's when you repair, recharge, and rebuild your body. It's very important, and if you can take the time to make yourself comfortable, it's just going to be appreciated so much more when you try to go to sleep. It's the little things that really matter. Having a nice bed to sleep in, having a pillow, I just can't tell you how much it changes the game. It is a game changer. Now, Jason made everybody sleep on the side of a hill. I mean, we all pretty much slept at an angle, and he did that intentionally. Today, like I said, we're going to try to do something with a little bit more common sense. We searched around for a little bit and we found us a flat spot. Here's the marker that I made last time when we slept here. I know this is the spot because I left that there just like that. This will be, it's a small area, but we can definitely sleep here. But now we've got to make it a little bit more comfortable, not out of want, out of necessity. It's now time to gather up some leaves. I made mention that there were some things that were missing out of this pack, and one of those things that's missing is an MMS bivvy. I would kill to have one of those right now. Unfortunately, I don't. So the question is, well, what do we have to start with? So let's look in the bag and see what we got. Right on top, we have this mat. I'm gonna go ahead and undo it so that it can be uncurling itself. That's definitely gonna help us. The next thing that we have is this puffy, and I'm gonna go ahead and undo it. It's been compressed for a minute while we were on our journey. We're gonna let this thing expand out a little bit. That'll help us out later tonight. Then we also have this jungle bag by Snug Pack. That's gonna help, but it's not gonna be the end all. Somebody will have to correct me in the comment section if I get it wrong, but I think the jungle bag, the comfort rating is 45. And I think the low or survival rating is 36. I don't know. Somebody can correct me in the comment section, but I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna pull this out and let it expand as well. Now what we have for our shelter element, I'm pretty excited because I have the newest version of the Tacticloak. I talked to Nick, he made some changes on it. I did not have the updated version last weekend, but this weekend I do. One of the things that I'm pretty excited about is the hood is now adjustable, and that's really nice. But the thing that excites me the most is he made these covers for the hand flaps, and I'm really excited about that because if it were to rain tonight, I'm more than certain now that it would not leak. Let me see if I can get this over here for y'all to see really close. He did a really good job with these. There's the handhold. There's the flap that he sewed on top of it. I'm really excited that he listened to me on that one. I cannot wait to test it out. I'm more than certain this thing is going to be very useful in the future. So I'm excited about that. But that's not everything that we've got. We've also got the bag, which last weekend I filled this full of debris and made myself a pillow. And oh my God, that was nice. And then here is a 6mm trash bag, and we're gonna have to go fill it up with leaves. Why can't I get away from doing yard work? Okay, there's our leave. I want you to see how big this trash bag is. This bag right here is a 6mm trash bag. I appreciate y'all letting me have that. It's very nice. Now we've got to set up our shelter. Normally what I would do is I would take a bowline and I would go around it, and then I would just stick a toggle through it like this. But I want this side to be adjustable. So what I'm going to do is something different. And last time somebody requested that I show the knots that I tie. So let's try to do that for you. See if I can do this where y'all can see it. And I'm going to go on top of the line. I'm going to go inside of the loop once and twice. So it looks like this. And then I'm going to go on the outside. I'm going to go over and under and through. And I'm going to pull back to the other two loops. So basically what you have here is 2 on the inside and 1 on the outside. 2 on the inside, 1 on the outside, and that makes a taut line. Now this is a friction hitch, and wherever I put it, it'll stay. And that will give me the ability to adjust this line a little bit further out, and I'll show you here in a minute what I mean by that. Now I'm simply just gonna pull out of this hank of paracord, just like this. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to that one right over there. Oh, this is a horrible spot for me to show you all this. I'll have to show you again at some point. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around the tree, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing here that I did over there. And there's gonna be 2 on the inside, just like that. And then 1 on the outside. We have our second taut line set up. Yep. And now I've left a little bit of slack in the middle, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna attach the cloak on the other side. Now I think this is the one that everybody was interested in that I did last time, and I didn't show how to do it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the hood, I'm gonna fold it up, I'm gonna twist it, and then I'm gonna gooseneck it down, just like this. But I need something to hold it inside of the line. So here's what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna take a bight of rope, and I'm gonna form a loop, an overhand loop, just like this. Then I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna slide that loop on top of the line. And now I have a loop that I can slide the hood through. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide that through this loop, just like this. Then I can tighten it down. And because I have the taut line on either side, I can move this back and forth wherever I want it to go. Now I can come down here to the other side and pull this tight. Now I think that's hanging where I want it to go. See if we have enough room to set up this shelter. Last time I was here, I set up a forester's tent, and I was able to do it with very marginal room. Might end up doing the same thing here and just barely making it. Now, the next time I decide to do something like this, remind me to do it in a place that's not so tight. This is what it's all about, though. All right, the next thing to do is to see how much room we have. This time, I flew it a little bit lower than I did last time, because I was gonna try to trap as much heat as I possibly could. Now I do want to show you all this. Here is the handhold right here. As you can see, he fixed that with that flap out there. And so now I know there's not going to be anything coming inside of that. And he did it to both sides, and I'm happy. I like it. Now once we get a bunch of leaves in here, we're gonna have a nice little bird's nest. Well, I'm already warm. I mean, it's definitely significantly warmer in here. Okay, let's get out of here. It's not that hard to exit. All right, the thing that I'm gonna do next is I'm not gonna pour these leaves in here and make like a bird's nest. I'm gonna keep them contained inside of the trash bag, and that way I'll have like a mattress inside of here. So what I'll do is I'll take some of this duct tape that's off of the lighter here, and I'm gonna go ahead and fold the edge of the trash bag in, and I'm just gonna go ahead and seal that up. Yeah, I think that's a better idea. That way everything stays contained. I have a barrier layer. It'll be like a little mattress in here. I mean, this thing is huge anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Wow, that bird is pissed. Oh yeah, that's gonna work out good. Let's see how this lays now. Oh yeah, that's gonna end up being nice. Oh yeah, plus I got a pillow. I'm actually pretty comfortable right now. This is a lot better than some of the other stuff I've done for sure. Last weekend, I actually had a pretty decent bed. If you just take a little bit of time to set things up at the beginning, I mean, like, take an hour. If you need more time, take more than an hour. But this is the difference right here in having a good night's sleep. I am happy with that. I think we can put the bag right here, keep it dry. We are sitting righteous, baby. Okay, we can go ahead and put our mattress on there. Here's our jacket. Here's the jungle bag. And I think instead of actually getting in it, I think I'm just gonna use it as a blanket. So that's one thing that's really nice about the jungle bag. You can just go ahead and unzip it. Just like this. Now we have a blanket. You can sit right there. Set my bag right there. It's nice and protected. So there's where I've got the bag, which is totally covered. There's the sleep setup right there. Just enough room inside of here, just enough room. And that's exactly what I was going for, is creating a microclimate. That's what I want. As little space as possible to have to warm up. That's the name of the game. Let's go for a ride on the outside here. So here is how we have it tied up. We just goosenecked the hood. Here's the rain flaps that I was talking about. As you can see, there's plenty of coverage on that. Rain comes down, it won't go inside. Yeah, I'm liking it. I don't have much room here. Let's see if I can stand back. There you go, there's the shelter. I think it's gonna end up doing pretty nice. And once we get inside of it, we can take this buckle right here and I can move these two front pegs and then we can buckle this together as well. But yeah, sitting pretty in there. I'm liking it. I think it's gonna be good tonight. Of course, the real test will be when we get in there tonight. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. We got some water, we got our shelter set up, our bed is made, etc. The only other two real priorities that we got to worry about are fire and food. But the truth is, I set us up in a spot where a fire is not practical whatsoever. We do have the solo stove though. I did gather up some birch bark, possum mentality. If you see it, grab it. That way, if you need it, you've got it. We could, you know, gather up some twigs for the stove. We could boil some water and we could have a hot meal. But the truth is, right now, I don't need it. I really don't need it right now. In survival, the clock is going, and you don't want to expend all of your resources if you don't have to. And right now, we don't have to. My stomach is not like, oh my God, I'm gonna die right now. I'm comfortable. My stomach's not growling. You know, I feel good. You know, I don't need the food, so why would I eat it? Now, there is an advantage to eating the food if we wait until a little bit later when it starts to get, you know, a lot colder, then we could go ahead and we could eat something and that would get our internal furnace going and, you know, we would have an advantage there. Right now, we don't have any life threats, so we don't have any medical needs. There's really no need for us to communicate with anybody. If I did need to signal, there's a pole that's laying on the ground right there. I could take that orange colored shamog that I had and create a flag. It's just, you know, in reality, there's no need to do it right now. The smart thing to do right now would be literally for us to rest. Like right now, it's not so cold that I'm frozen. And so right now, it might be a good time for us to go in there and try to get a little shut-eye. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have a hard time going to bed early, but I am blessed in that I can pretty much sleep anywhere. It's just getting to sleep. That's the hard thing for me. Now, as far as other things that I could do to stay warm inside of my kangaroo pouch, I've got my Giver gloves. I've got my beanie or my skull cap, which I probably need to put that on. I'm gonna take my hat off, Alex. Thanks for the hat, I really dig it. It's starting to get a little bit colder right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. You lose the majority of your heat through your head. So if you've got something for your head to keep it warm, you should use that. I also have my Under Armour balaclava that I could use as well. I can use it as a buff. I can cover my face with it and my head. This thing is just lightweight, and it just fits inside of the kangaroo pouch really nice. I've also got the chamois, so I could, put that around my neck. I've got 2 hoods with the puffy. I could put the puffy on, put that hood on, take the hood from my anorak, put it on as well. It's just a little bitty tricks like that that make a huge difference when you get cold. Something that would have been really nice for this kit would have been some of those body warmers. I mean, they don't weigh hardly anything. You could put them in the pack. And I think MacGyver, if I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. He was the one that suggested, take those, expose them to the oxygen, take some safety pins, strategically place them around your femoral arteries, around your chest, your head, etc. And yeah, that would work really great. Another thing you could do is you could boil water if you had a stainless steel canteen, and you could stick the canteen into the bag with you. I have demonstrated before, like when I just had a Ranger roll, like you may have to get up and do some burpees or some jumping jacks or push-ups or something like that just to get your blood flowing. But like Jason said, last weekend, he went for a walk, and that was the coldest that he actually got. He was actually warmer just by getting up against the tree with his blanket and just, covering himself up. Really, that's the voice of experience right there. Sometimes it's better to just dig in and stay as warm as you can. Now, one thing that I will say for sure is you need to stay ahead as much as you possibly can. So I am getting a little bit cold because I'm not moving around right now. So I could go ahead and I could take the puffy, I could put the puffy on, I could go ahead and climb into my shelter, try to catch a little shut-eye, and just see what happens. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that's the best thing that we could do right now. Something that I think doesn't get talked about enough in our arena is literally just being still, paying attention to what's around you. I mean, maybe if we're still enough, we might actually see something like a deer or a turkey run through here, or, hear somebody coming or whatever. Just kind of like meditating and getting into your environment, it will actually help you to think better as well. You don't have to be doing stuff physically all the time. A big part of survival is literally conserving calories. And right now, it's nice and peaceful. We've got all of our priorities taken care of right now. Now's a good time for us to just sit back, reflect, and possibly make a plan. Just be still, calm yourself down, figure out what is the next step. All right, I went and gathered up some fuel, put that under there, and I went ahead and drank the rest of my water and went and got another canteen full. And the sun is going down, and that's about all the time that I have. I think it's time to try to get nestled in a little bit, and let's just see how it do. What am I doing? I'm leaving the camera. All right, there's somebody walking down there. Let me see if I can get them. There they are, right there. Just walking their dog down there in that valley. See them right there? Sometimes I wonder, like, who's watching me when I'm walking around out there. It's a pretty cool feeling, but at the same time it makes you think, right? I mean, they have no idea that we're up here. I don't know. I just think that's pretty cool. Somebody out walking their dog, and here we are, camped out on top of a ridge, and we can watch what they're doing. Always keep your eyes out. What do y'all think of my new light? That works out pretty good for filming. Before I get snuggled in here, I just thought I'd test it out, see if y'all could see. Maybe I should show y'all my view. Yeah, that's what I should do. Show you my view. It's pretty out there. Be aware of the things that you need to do, but don't go out there and just be doing stuff to do it or whatever. If this was an SHTF scenario, we would have had to have been, really stealthy today probably. Today I just decided not to do all that. not add all the music in the background and everything. Just I kind of wanted to do just like a common sense video. Like, you don't need to do all this stuff, man. You don't need a bunch of stuff either. I mean, I think we demonstrated that pretty clear with Jason's challenge. About the only two things that I would have really liked to have had at Jason's challenge. Number one, I mean, when we did the navigation, having a compass would have been really nice. Thankfully, I am aware of things like that all the time just because of my background. I knew where the sun was, but for the majority of the day, the sun wasn't out. And if I didn't know the position of the sun at that time, I mean, it would have been really hard to figure out where east was. And at night, it was pitch black. I mean, you couldn't see 2 or 3 feet in front of your face. It was horrible. And so having a light, having just a simple push button light, I would have killed for that at that challenge. I couldn't see anything. It took me like 20 minutes to find my shelter, and I was, 20 yards away. It was ridiculous. So I'm really grateful to have a good high quality compass, and I'm really grateful to have a quality light as well. I mean, those are game changers. Being able to identify a threat target as well. If something were creeping up on us at night, I want to know what it is. Now, I do have the CZP-10C that has a streamlight on it. It's a TLR-7A, if I remember correctly, which I can definitely identify my target with that light. But I also have the streamlight that's in my pocket. All right, guys, I'm set up pretty good, so I guess I'm gonna sign off, and I will see y'all in the morning, unless something super cool happens, and then I'll turn on the camera again. Good night. All right, I did get up the moon. I watched the moon come up. I know y'all can't see right this second. I've got the light turned off. Let me go ahead, and I just wanted to show y'all the moon. But there's the light. I know y'all can see that now. Something that I had to do, I had to get up, and I had to make a pillow. That was what was missing out of the bunch. Plus I had to pee. Something that people bring up to me all the time is I have to have a headlamp. I have to have a headlamp. I need hands-free operation. Well, I have a pin light, and I do the exact same thing. All I do is I put it in front of my ear, just like this, and I have hands-free operation. Now, I think that this is actually better in a lot of ways because I'm not shining people when I actually have the light on. And I can see whatever's in front of me, right in front of my face, really easily. So there's a little tip for you. If you've got a pin light, you can just shove it in your hat like this, and you can see whatever you need to see. Plus, if I need to identify a target and I have a weapon, I can use it to identify the target if the weapon light fails. So I just like simple push button lights for a reason. They just make so much more sense to me. But hey, choose what you want. I'm going back to bed. All right, since we're experimenting and all, I went ahead and took out the bag of leaves. I can't even talk. And we're gonna see if we could heat this shelter with this eco candle. Oh, thank God. Oh, keep your lighter in your pocket. Okay. And I think let's put that right there. Just using it to close off the door, and let's see if it warms up the inside of the shelter. I hope y'all can see that. Okay. Let me turn this off so I'm not blinding y'all. Oh yeah, that's pretty nice. Okay, so I decided to hang the lantern. As you can see, I've got everything blocked off just for experiment here. Okay, now you can see the candle and the door is closed off, but we still have some ventilation right there at the top. I think that's important to mention. I thought it would be better if I hung it than leaving it on the ground in case I fall asleep and knock it over. It's a safe distance from the top. So the question is it warmer with or without the candle? I hope y'all can see. It's kind of a small room to be filming in. Can I do it? Okay. Yeah, I think I like the candle better. I'm gonna say that's a win for the Palmer furnace. That's actually really nice. You can still see my breath, but you could definitely sleep in here without a sleeping bag. 100%. You could definitely do this. The top of the cloak doesn't feel too hot either. It's definitely putting off heat though. How do I turn on this light? Whoa, that is too bright. Ugh. Oh man, I wonder is that still running? Even I want to kill the battery. Get up. You're gonna have to take that off anyway. That has to have. Alright, let's put that in the hole you made there. Now let's get out of here gracefully. Oh yeah, it's daylight. Oh yes, I got the sunrise. Yes, there it is. Now what direction is that? Oh, why can't I do this? Probably because I'm not awake. There. Yeah, just need to pee. Okay. Oh, you know what? What am I thinking? Yeah. There. It was a lot warmer inside of there with that candle going than it is out here. Whew. There's just something about when you've had a cold night and the sun coming up, the anticipation. When was the last time that you actually saw a sunrise? While we're waiting on the sun, we deserve a cup of joe. Cup of joe. This is one thing that I love about these Wazoo fire plugs. So easy. Oh yeah. Just go ahead and throw that in. As Larry Roberts would say, bazinga. Look at that birch bark go. All we need are sticks now. Get this party going. Go ahead and be warming that up. Put our lighter back in our pocket. Well, the good news is the water didn't freeze. It didn't get below freezing inside. It's about a cup right there. And we've got our lid. I can hear a machine off in the distance. What is that? There's really nothing better than a solo stove. It really isn't. It's like 4 little sticks and we're boiling coffee. Oh, I can see deer. Oh man, there's deer. Come on, let's see if we can see them. Ah. Coffee, sunrise, deer. Oh, there were 2 of them. Oh man. It really don't get much better than that, y'all. Oh, we were boiling a long time ago. All right. Take that off. A little coffee. It's a proper sunrise. It smells so good. You know, this is the best morning I've had in a while, I reckon. Living high on the hog here, it's like God's extravagance. The little things you need to stop and appreciate. You know, my youngest boys, the twins, they're about to leave home and they hate that they missed Jason's challenge. They want to get out in the woods with me a little bit and, you know, practice their skills. So if y'all want to see them in a video, maybe I put my actual kit back together and let them put their kits together, and I just take them out in the woods for a little while and see what they can do. Maybe I should come up with a series of challenges for them, spend some quality time together. Maybe I even bring some good food or something for us to cook up. You know, live a little. That would be good. So if y'all are honey smack digging the video, get in the comment section, leave me a snide remark. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and until next time, fuel those fires. Do you want premium ad-free content? Duh. Content that's not censored by big tech, of course. Well, with SD Insider, you can get behind the scenes and a whole lot more. Link in the description.